Have you ever noticed something strange about Japan? Not just the technology, not just the culture, but the people. They live longer than almost anyone else. Their cities are clean without chaos. And even in the middle of crowded streets, people move with calm, purpose, and awareness. And the most surprising part? It's not genetics. It's not discipline in the Western sense. And it's definitely not motivation. It's something far quieter than that. It's habits. Tiny, almost invisible habits. Habits so small most people would dismiss them as meaningless. But that's exactly why they work. Because while the rest of the world chases dramatic change, Japan builds life slowly, one quiet choice at a time. Today, I want to show you 8 Japanese habits that don't transform your life overnight, but reshape it so deeply that years later, you suddenly realize everything changed. 1. The habit of tiny progress, before motivation even shows up. In Japan, improvement doesn't start with ambition. It starts with movement. There's a philosophy many people misunderstand as productivity advice, but it's actually psychological protection. The idea is simple. Make the smallest improvement possible. Not tomorrow, not next month, today. One tiny step. Instead of redesigning your entire life, you adjust one detail. Japanese companies became world leaders not by massive breakthroughs, but by allowing everyone, every day, to improve one small thing, a process shortened by seconds, a habit made slightly easier, a mistake corrected quietly. And here's why this works psychologically. Your brain resists big change, but it accepts tiny change without fear. One push-up doesn't trigger resistance. One page doesn't cause burnout. 5 minutes doesn't feel overwhelming. But over time, those tiny actions compound into something unstoppable. This habit isn't about discipline. It's about removing friction. Progress becomes so easy that stopping feels harder than continuing. 2. The habit of knowing why you wake up. In parts of Japan where people live past 100, researchers noticed something unexpected. These people weren't chasing success. They weren't obsessed with productivity, but every single one of them could answer one question clearly. Why do you wake up in the morning? Not for money, not for status, but for something personal. A craft, a responsibility, a connection, a reason to stay curious. Psychologically, purpose acts like a stabilizer for the nervous system. When your life has meaning, stress becomes tolerable. Your body wants to stay alive. Purpose doesn't have to be impressive. It just has to be yours. And most people never feel lost because they lack direction. They feel lost because they never asked what actually matters to them. This habit isn't about finding answers. It's about asking better questions. 3. The habit of leaving the table slightly hungry. There's a quiet discipline in Japanese culture around food, but it has nothing to do with dieting. It's awareness. The practice is simple. Stop eating before you feel full, because your body speaks softly, and most people only listen when it's already shouting. Your brain takes time to catch up with your stomach. If you wait for fullness, you've already gone too far. But stopping early does something interesting. Energy stays steady, focus improves, inflammation decreases. The body ages slower. This habit teaches something deeper than health. It teaches self-trust. Instead of reacting to impulse, you learn to pause and check in. And that skill transfers to everything: spending, emotions, decisions. 4. The habit of letting nature reset your nervous system. In Japan, spending time among trees isn't considered leisure, it's considered maintenance. Modern life keeps your nervous system in constant alert mode. Screens, noise, urgency. Nature does the opposite. Slow walking, deep breathing, no goals, no input. Your body returns to baseline. Psychologically, this habit restores your ability to think clearly, because clarity doesn't come from stimulation, it comes from absence. You don't need mountains, you don't need forests, you just need moments where nothing demands you. 5. The habit of accepting imperfection without fighting it. There's a Japanese mindset that completely changes how you experience life. Instead of chasing flawless results, it finds meaning in things that are worn, imperfect, temporary. Psychologically, perfectionism creates constant dissatisfaction. Acceptance creates peace. When you stop trying to fix everything, your nervous system relaxes. You stop competing with reality. Imperfection becomes proof of participation, not failure. This habit doesn't lower standards. It removes unnecessary suffering. 6. The habit of quiet endurance. There's a form of strength in Japanese culture that isn't loud. It doesn't announce itself. It doesn't perform online. It simply continues. This habit is about enduring difficulty without making it your identity, not suppressing emotions, but refusing to let them control your behavior. Psychologically, complaining reinforces helplessness. Endurance builds agency. This isn't about suffering in silence. It's about choosing dignity over dramatization. 7. The habit of considering others. Before acting, one reason Japanese society feels calmer is simple. People think beyond themselves. Before acting, they pause. How does this affect others? This habit reduces friction everywhere. Less noise, less tension, less conflict. And here's the psychological paradox. When you shift focus away from yourself, anxiety decreases. Connection replaces self-obsession. This habit doesn't make you smaller. It makes life smoother. 8. The habit of repairing. Instead of replacing yourself in Japan, broken objects aren't discarded. They're repaired, visibly. Cracks are filled, not hidden. This habit becomes a metaphor for life. Breaking doesn't disqualify you. Struggle doesn't erase your value. Growth often happens after damage, not before. Psychologically, this reframes failure as transformation. You don't become strong by avoiding pain. You become strong by rebuilding with awareness. These habits aren't hacks. They're not shortcuts. They're quiet principles, and that's why they work. You don't need all of them. You don't need to change everything. Pick one. Let it settle. Let it become part of how you move through the world. Because real change doesn't announce itself. It happens slowly, consistently, quietly, until one day you look back and realize your life feels calmer, clearer, more intentional, not because it's perfect, but because it's aligned. If this changed how you think about habits, subscribe. Because real growth isn't about doing more. It's about doing small things, consistently, without needing the world to notice. And that's where lasting change begins.